It was really something that you did on, it was something that you mature, or it was really like a shout you wanted to do at one point, saying, okay, I'm going to do something like that?
I think it was just an experiment. I just wanted to try something totally new for me. And this idea came into my mind to destroy the pictures and to glitch them, and I just produced so many glitched pictures, and in the end I thought, I put them together to make a movie. Yeah.
It was like watching TV, watching commercial and things like that, and you said, okay, that's the idea of, that kind of beauty and thing like that. It's too much, or no, it was just much more?
No, it wasn't actually thought as a critical movie in the beginning. It was like an accident, actually, when I worked in After Effects, and then the After Effects couldn't find the file anymore, and then there's this missing image file, and it looked so great, and I thought I have to do something like that. And then I thought about the content of the movie, and it just came into my mind to make something beautiful out of something beautiful. And then there was this quote of Fight Club: "I felt like destroying something beautiful," and so. Yeah. So
that's all what's coming from. That's coming from Fight Club.
Yeah, it's coming out of that.
Did you have the music before, and you kind of improvised also on the music, or the music came after?
No, I did the music in the process. I think I had rough music in the beginning, and then I put the pictures together, and then I just looked how it worked together, and then in the end I glitched the music also. So this is on purpose.
It seems again, it's a question I ask a lot, but with kind of experimental movie, it's quite difficult to understand also the editing. I mean, it's so. How did you do that? Well, you told us a little bit now, but at one point, did you have a long film? You cut it out, or it was done? Because I don't think there was a storyboard or thing.
No, there was no storyboard. It was a difficult process. It was the most difficult part of the film. I had so much images, and then I just put them together in a way, and then I thought, I could put them together in any way. There are millions of possibilities. So I did another cut, and then I didn't know which one was better, and I did another cut, and then in the end I think I had 4 cuts. And I discussed with my mentor, and I was on one cut, and I think it was the first or second one. It really took me a long time, and then I was like, it took me such a long time, and the other 2 cuts were made like in 2 hours. And then he said, no, the one which took you the longest is the best. And I was like, yes, finally.
You said you were doing this music during the process. So you had 1 cut, you say you have 4 cut, and every time the music was changing, or how did it work really? Yeah,
I had this rough music which was with the cuts, and then in the end, for the cut, I decided I changed the music a bit. Yeah.
You have a great work with the rhythm, the color. It works really well. Again, did you not plan that because you say no, but at one point did you feel it right? I mean, you watch that and you say, okay, that's a rhythm is coming out of everything, and that's a good one.
Yeah, definitely. I had some kind of concept when I made the cut. It was like first the images, the walk cycle I made, and then it's the concept, like I destroyed more and more, and it's always the same images but more destroyed. And then I made this real hard change in the end with the colorful images. And in another cut I had these colorful images from the beginning, and I thought, no, better just to make a surprise at the end. So it has a bit of a concept, yeah.
Your mentor is Paul Bush.
Yeah.
And it's great. We saw 5 Minute Museum, of course, here, and a lot of film is great in, that kind of pixelation, of course, but it's not your film. But the rhythm is really great, I mean, in his film. Did he help you a lot, or it just...
I was definitely inspired by him. And he helped me with the editing, yes. It was like he who said, this cut is the best, and he said, what I could change, and he was a big help in that. And yeah, I think he knows a lot about those kind of films.
So you're coming from our school, sorry for the Lucerne in Lucerne. It's what? How many years of animation studies? It's 2 years, 3 years.
It's 3 years for the bachelor. Yeah, and I'm just now at the end of the 3rd year.
So that's the film that we saw. Sorry, it's the second year film.
I made it at the beginning of the 3rd year. It's like before we start with our graduation project, we have this experimental class where you can just do whatever you like, and it's so great because you have this pressure that your graduation film has to be good, and in this class you can just make anything, and it was really free, so yeah, I liked it. And I made this film in this class.
So you can do a film where you can relax, enjoy really the process, and so the other one is much more pressure. You finished it, or
I finished it just this week. It's not a short film. I did an application, so it's something completely different, and I think that's the great thing with animation. You can do so many different things, and it was real good to make something so different before this project.
So if I ask you what you want to do after, well, now that you graduated of school, you will say, well, there is so many things. You can do an application, short, feature, I mean, plenty of things, or you have already something in mind?
I have a few things in mind. I'm not so sure yet what I'm going to do. What I did now as my bachelor final project was educational animation, and I think this is a very interesting part of animation, and I'll probably stick to it. But I'd also like to do some experimental projects in the future when I got the time to do it.
I will ask you a silly question, sorry. When we see the film, I feel like the drawing, and you say educational film, do you show the film and say, okay, that's what I can do? Or no, you have that kind of film and much more traditional, graphic design and things like that?
Yeah, I think it's cool to say, yeah, I can do both. It's probably not the film to look for a job with, but it's a good experience, and I think it's also what I can do.
Est-ce qu'il y a une question? That is any question? J'ai fait les deux. Non? Merci.